What's up, MSU Yu-Gi-Oh? We're here with our second tournament of the spring semester. We're here with our fourth place player.
Dark hole events.
Yo.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, we got Alex. You got fourth today. What you playing today, dude?
I'm playing Branded Bystials.
Yes, he did.
Let's go. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. So start off running 3 Aliber. It's pretty standard for most branded decks. It's just a good searcher. It gets everything you need. For the other Despia cards we're playing 1 Tragedy and 1 Dramaturge. Dramaturge is great because I can set opening off of Albion and just summon it. It really hits hard on Kit Kalos because they summon that. You can just target it and negate its effects. Tragedy's there because it's just good if you use to send it off Branded Fusion. If you have it in hand and send it off of like anything else, that's pretty good. That's it for the Despia stuff. Next, we're playing 2 Fallen Albaz. You need it in the deck. You don't really want to draw it unless you're playing against like Dragon Link, because then you just set it and wipe the board. Now for the Bystials, we're playing 2 Libellion because it can surge. It's great. You don't want 1 just because if they banish it with a Bystial, then you're kind of screwed. And 2 is just a good number. We're playing 3 Magnamute, 3 Saronir, and 3 Druisworm. So Magnamute is obviously really good. It just lets you add Bystials to your hand on end phase. Saronir is really good in this deck because you're actually playing the branded continuous spell and traps, and you can want to send them so you can recycle stuff. Druisworm probably won't be playing 3 after today. It's good, but I feel like most of the time if I need its effect, I can search it off of Magnamute or Libellion. So probably we'll cut it down to 2. But they're really good cards. Then for some branded lost targets, we're playing Blazing Cartesia and Albion. Blazing Cartesia's pretty good because you can it's a tuner. You'll see in the extra deck I'm playing 1 Synchro, but it's a tuner. It can quick fusion. It's just nice. And we have Albion, he can send like Branded Regained, Branded Retribution, unless you get a draw 1. So that's pretty much it for most of the main core stuff in the deck. Just gonna clean this up real quick.
What's your reasoning on not running Mercurial?
So I'm not running Mercurial right now because Lindworm hasn't come out yet. Mercurial's a good card. I used to run it with Gold Sarcophagus. And you can either send it or Tragedy off of Gold Sark and start a combo or something. But as of right now, I don't find it too amazing. I'm finding off of Lost, I'm usually either adding 90% of the time I'm probably adding Albion so that I can send something to the grave to reborn that spell with the Branded Beast from Libellion. Or the other 10% I'm adding Cartesia as like a free discard for Libellion. Mercurial, like cool, it's a monster negate, pretty much never use it. So I'm not playing it right now. So as for more spells and more stuff, playing free Branded Fusion, that just makes sense. If you're a Branded player, it's just an amazing card, it lets you start everything. Playing 3 Brand Opening, it's another way to get to Aliber, who then gets to Branded Fusion, who then gets to your main combos. And then I guess we'll continue on the branded stuff. Playing 1 Branded in red because it can add stuff from grave to hand, and you can fusion too. You don't have to even use the thing you add to hand, so like in a couple of the games I just add an Aliber that was in grave and then fuse with some stuff on my field. Playing 1 Banishment because it's a similar sense in that like Branded in red. You can set it off Albion and fusion during your opponent's turn and stuff, except this one's really good. You can banish opponent's monsters, so in the tier matchup, it's really nice because you can target the Albion in your grave that was properly summoned, summon that, and then banish something from their field to make a Dracos Tapelia, which is really nice. Playing 1 Retribution, almost never use its negate effect. I actually haven't ever used the negate effect. It's just there to send off Saronir or Albion if I want to grab a spell or trap from grave. Then we're playing the continuous spell package and trap package with Lost, Regained, and Beast. These are your targets to usually grab with Libellion because those cards are insane. Lost is probably one of the best cards in the deck. It just makes so your opponent actually just can't do anything if you're fusion summoning with like Albion and Libellion. Regain's just infinite grind game, and Beast is just a nice pop. So for a little engine I'm running in the deck, we're running the Patchwork engine with 2 Patchwork, 2 Edgem Chain, and 2 Poly. It's really this is really nice. Just because, like, if I open with any of these cards, I can make, like, a free Masquerade, essentially, so then it puts them on, like, 600 life point per card activation, which could be really nice. And also drawing, like, the Polys or the Patchworks can allow me to fusion off maybe, like, a Tragedy that I opened or a Dramaturge that I opened in hand. So then I get Masquerade plus, like, Aluber Search or, like, a Dramaturge extra deck negate. So it's just a really nice engine overall. Even if I'm making Guardian Chimera, it allows for extra material to make that. And then for some final stuff, I'm running 2 Dark Ruler and 1 Prosby. Eventually I want to get 3 Prosperity and then put 3 Dark Ruler in the deck, just because I feel like you got to run some going second cards. Dark Ruler is a good going second card, I think. And then Prosby, a lot of times in branded decks you're using a lot of your extra deck, but I think you can find enough to banish 6 off Prosby that it allows you to just dig really deep. And with that Prosby, it really helps you get to a nice combo of Branded Fusion plus Branded Lost, which is just a really insane combo. Your opponent just, and no one negates the Prosperity. So, like, if you Prosby, grab, like, Lost or Dark Ruler, they're already screwed over. Like, it's pretty good. So that's it for the main deck. Now, just clean all this stuff up. Next, we got, I guess, let's go extra deck next. So, for the extra deck, we have 2 Mirror Jade, 2 Lubellion, and 2 Albion. I think 2 Mirror Jade is really nice. Having 2 in the deck is really good because if someone outs your first Mirror Jade and you can't get it back in the extra deck, it's good to have a second one. 2 Lubellion, I think, is needed. A lot of people play 1, but playing just 1 Lubellion means that if it ends up getting impermed or negated in some way, then you don't really have a good way to shuffle back your stuff into the extra deck, and you don't have another Lubellion to do that. So I think 2 is really good. 2 Albion is also really nice, because usually you're using 1 in your combo and another one to send off with Mirror Jade effect. So I think you should run 2. I could see you running 3, but I think 2 is a pretty good number. Some other extra deck stuff that we have going on is we have 1 Albalenitus. He's good because he can recycle Bystials, but also he's just a really nice way to, I guess, trip up opponents with contact fusion with Albaz. Quiritus, he's a really niche card, but I was able to take a game with him today just by zeroing all my opponent's synchro monsters and just attacking over them. He's a really great card.
This card was a mistake.
Masquerade, this card's insane, especially when you're running low on time against stuff like Tri-Brigade Sprite, because they have to use a lot of effects.
Pay your taxes, Yoshi.
Dog,
Yeah.
I evenly matched this guy. He had like 4 monsters and 3 back row, and I evenly matched, thinking like he'll keep the Mirror Jade. And this man puts everything face on vanish and leaves the tax dragon.
Yes, if it's coming down to time and I get evenly matched, like with a minute left, I'm keeping this thing on the board because they are going to run out of life
Genuinely
points.
upset about it.
It's just an insane card. A lot of decks, it'll force them to, especially combo decks, it'll force them to use resources to out it because they just can't activate too many cards under it. Then we're playing 1 Guardian Chimera. You can get to this either with Branded in Red or just a normal Poly that you got off the Patchwork engine. It came up a few times today. It's really just good, especially if you have Branded and Lost. They just can't respond to it, and then you just get a free pop 2 or draw 2 or draw 1, pop 1. Which is really nice. And for the last fusion we're playing in the extra deck, it's Permanent Dragostapelia. Just a really good banishment target. When it's banishment, target Albion, summon Albion, banish a darkened Albion, and boom, you got Dragostapelia, which is a good negate. Then a few kind of tech stuff. Playing Wallow. Barely ever use him. He's mostly if it's Bestial control and I have nothing else. You can kind of disrupt here a little bit more. Playing one dark because dark's really nice because you have a Jerusalem on the field. You can lick them off if you haven't used Branded Fusion, of course. And then you can trigger the Jerusalem effect. If they have a Magnum Oot engraved, you can target it with the dark, summon it, get the Magnum Oot's effect. So he's pretty good. And then here's the synchro I was talking about. So Cartesia plus any of the Bystials that are level 6 is just a free Baron, which can come up sometimes. It's nice tech because it's just a free Omni and a pop like every turn basically. And that's pretty much it for the extra deck. Now for the side, we have 3 Shifter. This deck can play under Shifter pretty well. It stops you from getting some of your Bystial stuff with Rebellion, but considering if you're going against something like Tier, I think it's just a way better. Like you can still put up a board, they basically can't. Playing a couple Ghost Bell. This isn't Ghost Bell, but I'm going to be playing 3. I like to be playing 3. I was playing 3 extra deck, or 3 in the side. It's just a really good card. It can stop your own stuff from getting Bystial, stop Tiers from activating their effects. Graveyard manipulation is such a big thing. Like it can stop Mudora, it can stop Agido, all that stuff. It's just a really good card for right now. And we got some anti-flu stuff with Necro World, Banshee, and Zombie World. In decks that type really matters, this card is insane against them. They're playing 1 Lightning Storm. Probably would like to get 2 or 3 of this side. 2 triple attacks because half the time you're getting Bystial, so you just get a free draw 2 or put one of their cards in the deck. And then 3 evenly matched, just to destroy my opponent's board before I combo endlessly with Branded Bystials.
Makes sense. Well, looking like a pretty solid list. Anyone you want to shout out before we end?
I want to shout out Sam from the MSU Yu-Gi-Oh Club. He sold me on the Prosperity stuff because I think just digging 6 in this deck is insane. I also want to thank Pat on YouTube for influencing me with some of these lists and some of these decisions. And yeah, I think that's it.
Well, thank you very much, Alex.
Yeah, thanks for showing off my deck.
I don't know how to end this, so we're just gonna...
We'll just end it now.